Year-old man. Because I first heard the name Carl Reiner in the mid-70s when my grandfather, Melvin Douglas, gave my parents the 2,000-Year-Old Man record album. Now, I was only a child, so watching my parents listen to the Brooks and Reiner sketches and the reactions of them repeating the sketches, playing this again and again, was for me understanding and learning a comedy alphabet. People are laughing. This is what funny is. And for me, the name Carl Reiner still defines for me in 2016, we've just seen this movie, what comedy is. Its credits read like a treasure map for discovering comedy gold. And this is where we have a brief family connection starting in 1947, being cast in the lead of a show that my grandfather helped produce called Me Mister. From 1950 to 1957, he co-wrote and acted on Caesar's Hour and Your Show of Shows, starring comedian Sid Caesar, creating some of the greatest comedy sketches of all time. In fact, as I'm doing this, it does feel a little like This Is Your Life, Al Duncy. In the 60s, he was the creator, producer, writer, and actor on The Dick Van Dyke Show. He is the director of such very successful comedies as Oh God, of course, a cult classic, Where's Papa, many, many others. In the 70s and 80s, he partnered with Steve Martin and co-wrote and or directed some of Martin's most successful films, including 1979's The Jerk, All of Me, and the film we've just seen today's mystery comedy, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. He has acted in the comedies, The Russians Are Coming, The Russians Are Coming. It's a mad, 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 mad world. Of course, the Ocean's 11 series. He has won 9 Emmy Awards, 1 Grammy, and is the 3rd recipient of the Mark Twain Prize for Humor. He's also the author of many comedy books, including Enter Laughing, All Kinds of Love, My Anecdotal Life, Continue Laughing, I Remember Me, I Just Remembered, and his current book, which I have right here, Why and When the Dick Van Dyke Show Was Born. He's going to be doing signings out in the lobby afterwards, which is fantastic. And on top of all of that, he's also fathered fantastically funny children. That's quite a career. And before he comes out, we're going to look at a little tribute film honoring the life and the career of the great Carl Reiner.
Entertainer with a knack for improvisation, Carl Reiner began his career on Broadway before serving as a cast member on variety sketch comedy shows that included Your Show of Shows.
I'll give you 10 minutes and get out. You nearsighted as hard.
And Caesar's Hour. His versatility as a performer and mastery of comedic timing would earn Reiner the attention of heavy hitters in the entertainment industry. Not to mention the first of several Emmys. It was also during this time that a sublime comedy duo was born.
Sir, is it true that you are 2,000 years old?
Oh, boy.
In addition to delivering award-winning performances as a TV actor, Reiner worked as a writer on numerous shows.
This is Daddy's office. See the typewriter? That's where Daddy writes the show.
In 1958, he wrote and starred in a pilot for a situational comedy loosely based on his own trials and tribulations as a TV writer and family man, titled Head of the Family. It would ultimately serve as a springboard for the Dick Van Dyke Show, the wildly popular show, which Reiner created, produced, and even had a recurring role in.
You know, this guy is very good
earned him multiple Emmys and secured his position as a comedic and creative luminary in showbiz.
Couldn't tell me a cake of that soap.
Based on his own observations and encounters with advertising agencies in the entertainment industry, he wrote his first screenplay for what would become the thrill of it all. The comedy, directed by Norman Jewison, starring Doris Day and James Garner, was a success, marking the beginning of Carl Reiner's long film career. A few years later, Reiner would get his directorial debut with Enter Laughing, a film based on his semi-autobiographical novel of the same name about a young aspiring actor, played by Rennie Santoni, trying to make it into the entertainment business.
Enter Laughing? I trust I haven't kept you waiting too...
Young man, there is a parenthesis around Enter Laughing. It is a stage direction.
Oh.
Reiner also recruited seasoned actors Jose Ferrer and Shelley Winters to bring his characters to life.
Ma, you see what you're doing to Mama?
Morris, please. I want my son's pity.
I forgot the ketchup.
Come in.
In 1977, Reiner would direct comedy icon George Burns for the tremendously successful film, Oh God.
And how do I convince anybody that I've actually seen you?
Show him this.
Reiner began his legendary collaboration with Steve Martin in 1979's box office smash The Jerk.
When Autograph came out, I thought it was the greatest thing ever. And I bought it there. And this is the result.
His next film, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, was co-written with Martin, paying homage to film noir by ingeniously weaving together Martin's comic bits with scenes from classic Hollywood films.
We know who you are, Mr. Ripping.
I'm interested. Who am I?
You could be a guy who collects $10,000. You know who I could be?
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Reiner would continue directing comedies and writing, and also acting in box office hits like Ocean's 11.
I have a question. We're just supposed to walk out of there with $150 million in cash on us?
Yeah.
Oh.
Carl Reiner keeps us laughing and cheering today.
He was backstage, and I wanted to do a selfie with him. And then I came up, I said, I want to do something better than a selfie. So I did a selfishie. But I let him be the star of the selfishie.
There it is.
Finding humor in everyday situations, he gives us relatable, endearing characters that feel like family. A comedian, character actor, writer, director, producer. Carl Reiner continues to delight us as a charismatic entertainer and creative.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great privilege to welcome Mr. Carl Reiner.
Wonderful, because I'm 94 now.
Yes.
So, you always wonder what they're going to say about you after you go. I know what they're going to say. It's all there. For my in memoriam. I love it. Thank you so much for putting that together.
You know what I would like to start with, because we spoke on the phone, and one of the things that so impresses me about your career... Wait a second. They're going to get comfortable. Is that, you know, even in the comedy clip, you're doing a very current joke, the selfishie, and whereas when you think of some comedians, with their humor that was stayed rooted in the 50s and the 60s. Your humor has always, culturally is right up to date, very up to the minute. And one of the things you said to me on the phone is that I was always an actor first, more than a comedian.
Yes, I think that's who I am. I'm an actor. Right now, I'm acting like a host. I'm like a guest. Yes. And the thing I said to you that was very important to me is that, what was it now? Now, this is one of the things that happen. When you get older, your short-term memory, your long-term memory go. And one of the things I tweeted the other day was this, and it's my favorite tweet. You know, sometimes I worry about losing my short-term memory. You know, sometimes that's what's happening. Now, what was the question?
We talked about something. We had the privilege of talking on the phone, and that was really quite a treat. I wish we could speak every day, just because you were saying so many amazing things, and I was writing them all down as we were speaking. We were talking. I was talking about how your comedy has remained current. I mean, even in just watching this film, it's as if it plays so well still.
Well, comedy remains current if you look. The only thing you can make fun of are the things you know about, the things you know about, the things you live. So comedy hasn't changed at all. We recreate the mores of the time, reflect on the mores of the time. Whatever happening now, what we talk about now. I must say, I'm not so au courant because the singing and the songs that are being played on the air, I don't hear. I still would like to hear Sinatra sing. Where songs are a beginning, a middle, and an end. Most of these songs have one line repeated 57 times. We're sitting here right now. We're sitting here right now. Right now we're sitting here. Here. I'm sitting now. Here right now. Wow, right now. Wow, right now. Sitting here right now. The haircut over you was a reflection of the time. We
yes.
Since Howie Mars and I did the haircuts.
It's fantastic. Yeah, we don't have enough time to talk about all the great sketches of your shows in Caesar's Hour. Another vital force in your life, which I found out, was your mother. Your mother just believed in you so much, and she would watch the show.
You know, this is a very big thing in my life. I have 3 absolutely wonderful children, because as I said it many times, I give credit to my wife. I say she raised 3 great kids and 1 great husband. When I met my wife, I was, by the way, it's in one of these books, yes. I was 20 years old, she was about 8 years older, and she was wise beyond her years. I mean, she knew everything about everything, and she informed everything I am. Because I'm a writer because she told me once, you could write that. I said, no, I don't know how to do that. She's doing. I wrote a novel, I wrote a situation comedy because my wife said, you can do that. And if somebody has faith in you, you do it. And I credit her all, but I have my son Rob, who was on last night with Bill Maher, brilliant.
Yes, I saw that.
And by the way, the list of pictures he has done, when I went to his office not too long ago, I saw these posters. Oh my God, 12 of those brilliant pictures, stand by me. And the one I watch all the time is this Princess Bride. You cannot laugh. And my daughter is one of the most brilliant people I've ever met. I mean, I introduce her as not only is she a doctor of psychology, she's a psychoanalyst, and she sings, she paints, and she sings at the Gardenia where my wife used to sing for years. She has the same beautiful voice, and I always introduce her as I can say without any contradiction Ladies and gentlemen, the world's greatest singing psychoanalyst.